The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views or ideas of the staff or management of KWSH or the 110 Broadcast Group.
Dongo. And I'll come back with you. Hey, it's Bo WHITEKILLER with another edition of the Seminole Nation radio program. Today is the 29th September. Beautiful day out there. A little kasapi this morning, but that's okay. That's all right. Just gives us an idea of we're closer to football time, and we're in football time, and fall time is here. So just enjoy it. Got another day, and I hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods, as they say. Got a few informational tidbits, some action that's going on within the council from the recent council meeting that we had. Just kind of want to put it out there and get the information to you. And a few events that's upcoming. We got a busy day today, so I'm gonna hit it pretty quick. We do have one birthday, Craig Pofabidi, today. So happy birthday, Craig, out there. And also, too, is with anything that goes on, we would like to give a time for those that have left us. I got a few folks here. We just like to honor them in a moment of silence and lifting up their families as well. Yesterday was the funeral services at the First Baptist Church in Seminole for Mark Don Brennan, age 40, who passed away September 23rd, 2020, in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Mark was born February 19th, 1980, Tahlequah, to parents Lawrence D. Brennan and Rita Fife Brennan. He grew up in Maud, Nasher, was currently living in Shawnee. Wendy Lynn Harrison of Woolwoke, Oklahoma, departed this life on Friday, September 25th, 2020. She was born in Ada, Oklahoma on July 9th, 1973, to William and Carol Harrison. She attended Justice School, Woolwoke High School, and graduated in 1991. She received her bachelor's from Mid-American Christian University. A wake service will be held tonight at the Stout Phillips Funeral Home from 6 to 8 p.m. And the funeral service will be 11 a.m. Tomorrow at Stout Phillips Funeral Chapel with Reverend Houston Tiger and Pastor Dan Factor officiating. Burial will be at the Oakwood Cemetery. That service will be on Wednesday, September 30th. Jeffrey Paul Dinwiddie went to be with his Lord September 23rd, 2020 at OU Medical Center in Oklahoma City at the age of 58. Jeff was born July 31st, 1962 in Seminole, Oklahoma, to John C. and Bertie Lou Wilkerson Dinwiddie. He attended school in Bowlegs and Seminole. Jeff worked in the oil field with his brothers and at Tyson. Funeral services is today, September 29th at Assembly of God Church in Woolwoke, Oklahoma. Tony Felix Angelo Jr., 68, longtime Kanawha area resident, passed from his life on Thursday, September 24th, 2020 in Seminole, Oklahoma. Tony was born September 20th, 1952 in Kanawha, Oklahoma, to Tony Felix Angelo Sr. and Martha Porter Angelo. Tony grew up in Kanawha, where he attended Kanawha Public Schools and graduated from Kanawha High School in 1970. Funeral services are currently being held at the Swearingen Funeral Home today in Kanawha, with Arthur Carpicci officiating, Larry Harrison assisting. Burial will follow later this afternoon at the Porter Angelo Family Cemetery, southeast Kanawha. And again, at this time, we'd like to honor them with a moment of silence and lifting up their families as well. Thank you. In news from the state that affects the nation, one of the headlines this week was that the judge dealt the Oklahoma Governor Stitt a loss in Indian gaming compacts case. As you well know, that Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt had filed a lawsuit against tribes, and the tribes end up winning in the ruling. As far as the news release that came down on the wire, a federal judge issued a final judgment in favor of a group of Oklahoma tribes that had been locked in an ongoing battle with Governor Kevin Stitt over tribal gaming compacts, calling the terms of the compacts, quote, unambiguous, unquote. Chief U.S. District Timothy D. Gusti on Wednesday certified his July ruling that gaming compacts between several Oklahoma tribes automatically renewed for an additional 15-year term on January 1st, 2020. The ruling was a win for 8 Oklahoma tribes that had claimed all along that the compacts automatically renewed. The 8 tribes involved in the lawsuit were the Cherokee Nation, Chickasaw Nation, Choctaw, Citizen, Potawatomi, Muskogee, Creek, Quapaw, Delaware, and Seminole Nations of Oklahoma. The final judgment is another loss this year for Stitt, who has fought with the state's tribes and his own Republican colleagues in the state legislature over gaming issues. And this came from the Native News Online staff, dated September 25th, 2020. Today marks the second day back. Just kind of switch gears here a little bit and give you some information on what's going on with the nation. This is the second day back for Seminole Nation offices to have reopened. And it's slowly a transitional time for many of us and many of the services and programs to utilize the new changes and implement new changes from the COVID-19 pandemic in order for us to continue to work and provide the services for you, the Seminole Nation. In a memorandum that was dated last week from Chief Chilcote to the directors, it was basically a response and a way forward on resuming program operations and in lieu of the state of emergency. So with Monday being September 28th, the offices reopened, and but due to the previously implemented declaration of a state of emergency, all Seminole Nation offices will remain closed to the public. So what it is right now is just a transition time for folks to get their feet wet. We've been off for a little while, so to get inside and start moving some of the areas around and provide those services in a safe environment for not only the employees but for the public at large. Stated from the memorandum, it said services that are provided in a community or group setting will continue to limit individual person contact. No visitors are allowed inside Seminole Nation of Oklahoma buildings and offices in an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and protect employees and tribal citizens. So currently a phased COVID-19 recovery reopening plan has been created for the safety of Seminole Nation employees. And these return to work plans have already been out there. And also too for one of the areas that employees will be asked to do is complete a return to work survey. And these things will be happening right now. They're currently happening right now. And again, it's just a transition period for everyone to implement mass sanitization processes and things of that nature. So it is a phased reopening plan, and we look forward to getting it all up and running so that once the state of emergency is lifted, we can open the doors. And I say open the doors, some of the doors are sliding doors. A recent addition to the Seminole Nation complex has been an enclosed structure in the front. There's going to be one way in and one way out. And it's kind of looks like some of those Star Trek doors from back in the day with the sliding doors. So you're going to see that at the complex. Part of that phased reopening plan will be Seminole Nation will open to full staff, including non-essential employees, for normal hours of operation. Employees will be asked to complete a survey, and once we come back fully functioning, we'll have this survey just to kind of get an idea of how things are, how more improvements that we can make within the Seminole Nation. Again, that'll be implemented sometime down this week for just the employees only. But one of the things we've been asked to do is, and we'll continue to do, is follow the CDC guidelines and maintain that 6 feet distance while working around each other, and telework where possible. But all staff at the tribal complex and tribal buildings will be wearing face masks and making and ensuring that safety is adhered to. Again, like I said, there's only one employee entrance and one exit at the complex now. And as they come into the building, all employees will be checked with temperature using a thermometer they have at the front. No meetings or group activities or trainings or anything of that with 10 or more personnel will be no more meetings of 10 or more personnel will be discouraged. No meetings or trainings or activities in groups of 10 or more. Supervisors should encourage telework and virtual meetings. No Seminole Nation travel will be awarded or allowed or approved at this time. So now this does not affect child care, as the child care facilities will adhere to CDC, Oklahoma State Department of Health, and Oklahoma Department of Human Services and Funding Agency guidelines. So their reopening date is to be determined and contingent upon their facility upgrades. So just be listening for those dates. Whenever we get the information that Seminole Nation Child Care will reopen, then we will definitely push that out to you. So again, this is just a phase one of a recovery and reopening plan. Seminole Nation still remains closed. It's just that the employees will be returning to work, getting their feet wet. Part of the reopening plan also included a delivery by the procurement department yesterday. All departments started receiving some of their PPE for the return to work process, and they delivered bags to each of the employees containing one of those days. Each bags to each employee containing a reusable mask, hand sanitizer, and package of disinfecting wipes for personal use. Each office received individually wrapped masks, pump hand sanitizer, and a thermometer for employee screening purposes. So we have those available. And those are some of the things that the looking out section from the procurement was able to get that to all the services and operations. So we're getting there. An update from the district court clerk's office, and this will be published. All this information will be published on our Seminole Nation website and also the Seminole Nation Facebook page. But this came to me from Linda Stewart. Wanted to put this out there. A notice update from the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma District Court. The court clerk's office has resumed daily operations. However, due to the previously implemented declaration of a state of emergency, the office remains closed to the public in an effort to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. If you currently have a hearing scheduled, please contact the court at 405-303-2251. That's 405-303-2251 to receive information regarding how to participate in your hearing remotely. Please contact the court at 405-303-2251 for an appointment if you wish to file a case in person or pick up documents. All other petitions or motions may be sent by U.S. mail when required. With the required filing fees to the Seminole Nation Tribal Court at P.O. Box 20307, Seminole, Oklahoma 74818. Documents where no filing fee is required may be emailed to Stewart.L. That's Stewart.L at Sno-nsn.gov. So if you have documents where no filing fee is required, they can be emailed to Linda Stewart at Stewart.L at Sno-nsn.gov. And that was posted 28 September, Seminole Nation Tribal Court. So again, if you have a hearing scheduled, please contact the court at 405-303-2251, or for more information about anything, contact that number as well. The Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Tribal Employment Rights Office, I'm actually working with Vashonda, the director over there, to get an application up this afternoon. We have been getting some emails and some inbox messages regarding the gas vouchers, the clothing vouchers, and work experience information that's needed for the Tarot office. They are up and running. The application will be posted on the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma website, sno-nsn.gov, this afternoon. So be looking for that. But it is the application for tribal members needing assistance with gas, clothing, and any work experience to be posted. So I'm looking at the document right now as I'm thumbing to it. It looks like it's about a 4-page document application. So it will be posted for download, and soon to be, I think we're going to try to work on it where you can apply online, but right now it'll just be a downloadable copy. So stay tuned for that. Also from the Seminole Nation District Court Judge's Office, there was a recent swearing-in ceremony held last Thursday at the North Community Center, which was the swearing-in of the District Court Judge seat that was vacant, and now it's held by the Honorable Steve Barnes. And tomorrow, Wednesday, the Seminole producer will have a picture of his swearing in along with his wife. But just welcome aboard Steve Barnes as the new Seminole Nation District Court judge in the seat that was vacated by Perry Robinson. Thank you. Events, we have a couple of events. Actually, let me go ahead and finish some of this stuff that we have right here. That's the general counsel information. We have, as many of you know, the general counsel has passed a resolution temporarily extending the fiscal year 2020 budgets through December 31st, 2020. Now, this includes only those budgets with an ending date of September 30th, 2020. So based on this directive, fiscal year 2021 budgets will be calculated at a 25% of the current fiscal year 2020 budget amounts. So these funds should be available by October 1st. So these are some information posts that come from our budget officer, and it also allows us to be flexible in that it includes all currently active general fund accounts and most federally funded contracts. So just to kind of give you some information on how that's going to go about. In my hand, I'm actually holding on to the TO that is part of the ordinance that was passed at the recent General Council meeting. And it basically just states, Tribal Resolution TRO 2020-54. Tribal resolution by the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma to continue appropriations by extending the fiscal year 2020 comprehensive budget until December 31st, 2020. And now, therefore, it be resolved that the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma hereby approves the continuation of appropriations by extending the fiscal year 2020 comprehensive budget till December 31st, 2020 to allow for additional time to develop the fiscal year 2021 comprehensive budget. Passed and approved 5th day of September 2020. So that was passed by a vote of 5 yes, no, 10 yes, 5 no, and 4 abstaining. A quorum of 15 was present. All this information will be posted on the Seminole Nation website. Look for the government tab, and all these documents will be listed under the government tab, Seminole Nation General Counsel. Speaking of General Counsel, we do have the fiscal year 2021 calendar up, and that will be published as well, not only on social media but on this website. But effective October 1st, 2021, the next quarterly meeting for the General Counsel will be December 5th at 10 a.m. December 5th at 10 a.m. And with all reports due by November 20th. So the next General Counsel meeting will be December 5th, 2021. After that, we'll be into March, June, and September of next year. So I'll put this calendar up on our website and social media pages as a reminder for the next dates. 2 events that we have come across our desks as slowly we start to return to some normalcy. One is and I believe I heard it mentioned on Tradio today, so And Jason Tiger did call me earlier and let me know as a reminder. But October 6th, this Saturday, Sand Creek will be having a gospel singing. Sand Creek will be having a gospel singing at the church grounds beginning at 7 p.m. With a concession as well. Jason was good to say about there'll be some good hamburgers out there. So we all know that. We all know that when he says good hamburgers, you start smelling it. And it's just not good. It's good like that. So they'll be out there. He said bring lawn chairs. Mass social distancing will be in place as well. And have a good time. In case of inclement weather, he said they may move it inside. That may be the move that where they'll start looking at the social distancing as far as the mask and all that. So just to be aware of that. But go out there, have a good time, and sing a little bit. If you got a song, sing it this Saturday. Also, a flyer that came across the desk was Gathering of a Nation. You're invited to fellowship with us Saturday, 10 October at 12 p.m. east of US 270 and 56. It's 2 miles and a quarter north. 38 Road. Watch for balloons and signs. This is Saturday, 10 October. Bring your chair. We'll be practicing social distancing. Food vendors available, craft vendors, spots available, and no charge. Open mic venue. All welcome. Seminole Nation members ready for a change are sponsoring this event. For more information, contact Natasha Ramey at 405-609-0261 or BARBADOGIRL at gmail.com. So that's Gathering of a Nation, October 10th. Well, we've got a lot to do. We've got some things we need to update on the website. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out from here and get things ready. Got again, return to work for Seminole Nation. We're getting trained up. We're getting feet wet, getting ready to hopefully reopen and lift that state of emergency sometime in the future. Be looking forward to the State of the Nation address. Chief Chilcote was able to get that recorded this weekend. Mark's working on the edit, but that'll be coming out here pretty quick. So be looking for the virtual State of the Nation address from Chief Chilcote, giving us an idea of how things have been going this past year and the previous years leading up to it. So again, that's something we got going on. The language department also is preparing some informational posts as well as the diabetes. So you'll see a lot of recordings here, a lot of things that were going on in the planning stages up until now. Well, we're starting to get out and get those things done for you. So any announcements, events, anything that you got going on, contact the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Communications Department at 405-382-1010 or Seminole Media at gmail.com, and we'll get that information out to you. So with that, we're going to bounce. We're going to go enjoy the rest of the day with a computer in front of my face. Have a good time. Be nice. Be kind to one another. Drink water and social distance. Wear your mask. And don't forget, we have a debate tonight. Check it out on presidential candidates and get ready to vote. And so with all that civil information, we'll talk to you next week. Adam Chihi Talkies.